Okay, quick update. We bought a house last year and have a 2-car garage workshop now. I'm renting this truck and picked up some plywood. It's 2022. So same process as before. I just laid out my plywood, measured the distance on either side, and then got a straight edge, making sure that it was square, and cut everything down with a circular saw. This is 3/4 inch plywood. Just moved down the board and made another cut, and then I was able to do the same thing on the 1/2 inch plywood. Then it was to the table saw where I cut everything else down. Next, I started gluing up some pieces. This is the back, side, and base, and it's all 3/4 inches. And to attach it, I'm just using glue and brad nails. Didn't feel the need to screw anything, and as I kept going, the whole piece got a little bit more rigid and solid. Then I moved on to the 1/2 inch material, doing the same thing. A lot easier to get everything lined up when you have somewhat of a structure. This is what I was doing, that 1/2 inch box there at the bottom. And I'm going to address that archway in just a minute. But first I cut this rounded corner off and sanded it down. A couple of these in this project, real easy. So here's the archway. I just basically rough sketched a half circle at the top. I think I have 3 inches on either side, and used the jigsaw to cut it out. Afterwards, I just sanded that interior curve, and it was pretty much good to go. Next up are these circle tops, and there's a ton of ways to cut circles, and this is pretty terrible footage, but basically what I'm doing is I'm marking the radius from the blade on a sled, which for me was about 6 inches, and then finding the center point of my workpiece, just kind of working my way around, turning until eventually I was able to keep the sled in the same place and spin the circle, so it was a nice clean finish at the end. So then I took those cutoffs and I glued them into the corner of this little box here, just to add some strength. Glued and brad nailed. Had a little blowout, but this will all be covered by the face of the box. these 2-inch dowels that I just cut in half. This is 4 feet. I just cut it into 2 and then screwed them in from the bottom, sanded, and that's pretty much all of the woodworking. So took this video, called it a day. So the next day I got some rope. This is 1/4-inch braided rope, and I just hot glued it in there. This was a very long process, but kind of got better at it. Basically started wrapping every 5 times and then gluing, just a little dab of glue, and then another 5 times around or so. Kind of tangled mess there, but worked my way up from the bottom. Finally got to the top and burned the edges and did the same to the other scratching posts. So judging by my costume change here, the next day I sprayed all the surfaces that weren't going to be covered in carpet, and then moved on to the carpet. This is my first time using anything with carpet, but it was pretty fun. I learned a lot. Just got some big pieces cut down and then measured and tried to get as square of cuts as I could with a razor blade. Eventually I wised up to cutting from the back of the carpet, which actually worked a lot better. Also using this red permanent marker helped figure out where I needed to cut. And you can see me kind of just measuring each of the obstacles and cutting around it. Went back and forth several times, just trying to get a good fit, but eventually got it in there and it felt really good. One more time. Then I cleaned it out, and I don't know about carpet. I just used some carpet tape that we had, a few strips, and still smelled like spray paint in there, so I was wearing my mask. So after that first one, I felt a little bit better and just worked my way up. Kind of same process, cutting around the posts, doing my best. You can see this one didn't quite line up there, but around here I think I wised up to using the back of the carpet to cut it out. Here I'm with the circle, a lot easier, and I don't show it, but I screwed the wood circles on the post first and then put the carpet on the same way. So the last step was just to nail in this front, and I was done. Thank you for watching. This was really fun. Please subscribe. I'm very excited about this year. Got a lot of things planned. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.